So you mentioned that your application is #1 app on Orchid. It's so super popular. Could you walk us through how did you guys came up with this idea, and what are the things you did right to make it really, really popular and viral?
So there's sort of several different categories that all the applications fall into. A lot of them are sort of gifting, giving. It's
social aspects,
viral aspects. So. And to some degree, there's also these applications that are basically just moods and emotion and self-expression rather than interaction with your friends. So we basically try to just merge those ideas into one application, where you have your avatar, and your avatar is basically a representation of yourself or your favorite fantasy character or superhero or whatever you want to be. And through this character, you can either express yourself by changing your mood, or you can basically interact with your friends. And we found that through video games and even like Lively, the idea is that when you have something that is a representation of yourself, you basically have a more of a personal attachment to it. And when you are, if you're hugging a friend, and you actually see two characters and they're hugging.
Oh, I see.
Then it's much more engaging and much cooler to the user than just a text message saying, I hugged so and so.
Sure. Yes.
So, and to some degree, some of the applications out there, they've done cool stuff where they put 2D sprite, 2D images or whatever that are cool graphics and stuff, but nothing that is quite as engaging.
I see.
As avatars hugging or punching. Or
Do you leverage the viral channels on Hi-Fi or MySpace, like notification or some activity updates or streams?
So MySpace doesn't yet have activity feeds.
Right.
So the different networks, we basically have different viral channels.
Sure.
On MySpace, we basically allow people to sort of create their own buddy. Or avatar, and copy an HTML code, which the MySpace users are already very familiar with, and they can basically paste their buddy anywhere within MySpace. That they could normally paste a comment or a bulletin or that kind of thing.
So you have to adapt your application specifically for MySpace, and make it easy for people to cut and paste and post stuff on their profile.
Then now, this is now a month later or whatever, and they basically have they've started to introduce invites as well, although it's one-to-one invites, not one-to-many.
Right.
So they're being slightly cautious about how they open up the viral channels, which is understandable.
Right. So on Orchid, you're #1. I mean, Orchid has only the activity stream, and that is sufficient to drive tremendous growth that you've experienced.
Yeah. So the one thing we basically went for on Orchid was, okay, you have this avatar, it represents you. We need to have some kind of image of your avatar inside the activity stream. Okay. So basically, every time you customize your avatar, we create a little tiny icon, and every time you hug someone, it is basically an icon of yourself, and then a little message, and then an icon of your friend. And so it basically creates this very kind of colorful activity feed, because it's like lots of different avatars. They're all different. They all represent you and your friends, and it's just a lot cooler than the regular single image. And after a while, you've seen it, right?